Yeah, it was a really really good performance. I thought we got off to a great start. I actually think Anthony's dunk there early in the game, made us lose our focus. We got out of rhythm, and then they came back and got in, and they got the lead, and it kind of went back and forth. And then really from the last 4 minutes of the first half through about the first 13 minutes of the second half, I thought that was the best 17 minutes of basketball we've played when you look at both ends of the floor. Davenport be the only the time that even came close. We were really guarding. I thought we were making things difficult for them on that end. We were rebounding. We were running. We were getting out in transition and getting easy baskets. We were able to really, our pace was great. Guys were driving and assertive and playing off 2 feet and all the stuff, we talk about. So, game busted open there, and I think got whatever it was, 33, 34, with about 7 minutes to go. And then from there, it just was what it was the last 7, 8 minutes. But that's that about 17, 18-minute stretch from about 4 minutes in the first half through majority of the second half was we were fantastic. And obviously shot making, 13 for 24 from 3. Voss early was going. The way Julius Brown off the bench was phenomenal. Anthony Brown getting downhill and attacking and playmaking, and a guy who, Cam Henry is typical under is under the radar, but 16, 11, and 5, and then the guy who I thought was really would kind of be the star that no one's going to talk about is Cam Calhoun. 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, 2 assists. The defensive job he did, the toughness he brings. These are his kind of games, where it's a street fight. Hoon's is as tough as they come, and so really really proud of our guys. That was a great effort against an excellent team. Rob's got a really really talented team. They're well coached, and they present a tremendous amount of challenges. So it's a quality win against a really good team. Yeah, I mean we know that these guys, when they feel threatened, are at their best, which is the hallmark of really probably all good teams. When things are toughest, they're at their best. And I thought with UVA-wise, we were pretty lethargic, pretty slow, didn't play well on either end of the floor. And then with about 11 minutes to go, like we talked about, I think they were up 5 or 6. They called timeout, 11 and a half minutes to go. And then we did tighten up, and we played great the last 11 and a half minutes and had whatever it was, a 20-point swing in that final 11 and a half minutes. Tonight, they came into the game understanding how good Catawba is, 16 in the country, one of the better teams, in the country, in the region, in the league. They understood the stakes and the importance, and we talked about that. These are the kind of games you want to be in, competition at its highest. Champions are at their best, when it's toughest, and we told them, you're gonna have to suffer a little bit because these guys we got to get back every time. We got to show 5. We got to slide and guard the ball. They're big and physical and athletic, and you got to check out. So, but I know these guys are willing to suffer to get the result they want. Our transition D was great most of the way. Our on-ball D was great most of the way. Our rebounding until the end was good, and then as we lost, focus there as we got significant separation. Those things obviously weren't great the last 7, 8 minutes, so it skews the stats a little bit. But in the guts of the game, the meat of the game, we were fantastic. And so you go away. We know, and these guys know, our stretches where we're really good are, elite good. What we got to do is get consistency. That's what we're all pushing for, is consistency. So now it's taking these stretches and extending them and growing them, and that looking like more like who we want to be for 40 minutes, right? That's the key, is to look like who we want to be on both ends for as close to 40 minutes as possible. And today was certainly a step forward in the right direction. Yeah, I'm thrilled for all those guys. I mean, we had a bunch of guys, like you said, we had 3 guys that scored over 20. Henry and Calhoun were tremendous. But when you see a guy like Julius, who has been a spark plug defensively, struggled a little bit this year offensively relative to what he was doing last year, but the thing he's done, which is really hard to do, is he hasn't let his offensive struggles affect his defense. And I've told him, I said, listen, you're going to play whether you make a shot or not. You're going to get at least 20 minutes a game because We need you there defensively, and all the stuff you do on that end of the floor, the way you pressure the ball, the way he creates steals, he creates havoc out there, and so he's going to play. And so it was good tonight just to see the ball go in a little bit, made a couple threes. I think he wound up making 4 threes on the night, and just I thought was fantastic. And watching those guys, Cam Henry's been in every day after practice. Once we finish practice, he's in there and making 100, and see that pay off. He's not been shooting the ball as well, Julius or Cam Henry, as I did last year as freshmen. And so see those guys work after practice and it pay off in the game is obviously what it's all about. Those guys are investing time, and it's going to pay off just like anything. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out, and those guys are really committed. And so, proud to see and happy to see them have success, because it reinforces the fact that, that work, does pay off, and that kind of stuff is contagious. Yeah, I mean, it's, we just got to turn the page. We always talk about windshield mentality, getting on to what's next. I told them to enjoy this tonight and tomorrow night. I'm going to enjoy it, go home, have a nice glass of Pinot Noir and some good food. And then, I'll turn my attention to Mars Hill tomorrow, and staff will as well. Players will come back in Monday. And then it's to work. It's not like, the Tour de France, where you carry over from stage to stage whatever you did. It's everything is new. Every game is its own separate entity or mosaic, and so you have to, you don't get to carry over tonight. So it's a totally different challenge, completely different team. I told you, I think when we talked on Thursday, Vic. Job he's done at Mars Hill by far is the best coaching job in our league. He's what he's done to get that group and keep them together, and how they've grown and developed is awesome to see. He's a great guy and a great coach, and he's got a really good team that's experienced, has some of the better guards in the league, and Brooks and Gilliard. They got Nasir Daniels, a veteran post. I mean, they got a lot of guys. They're deep, and they really scoring the ball at a high clip. So we're going to need to play well. We're going to need to dig in and be at our best, on Wednesday. But we always talk to the guys, we're in those 3 cycles. We're obviously in, preparing, competing, or learning. We'll come in Monday, make some corrections, look at this film, look at where we can grow and get better, and then we'll immediately turn our attention to prepping for Mars Hill. And that's the great thing about this league with this Wednesday, Saturday. You get into a rhythm and you stay there all year. So we'll have our process. We'll stay to that, and it's great. We've won 15 in a row, but that doesn't change, the day-to-day work and how we go about our business, and it wouldn't change if we had lost 15 in a row. So back to it Monday, looking forward to a windshield mentality. And like I told them in there, you always got to feel like, and I think we do, that the best is in front of us. Right, your best moments are ahead of you. This is a great moment. Beat a really good team, played really well, but our best moments are ahead.